In 2021, Amanda released a TikTok where she expressed her excitement about Dream having texted her. In the comment section, one user said, "This is how it starts. It started with Carson like this. Oh no." Carson, in case you don't know, was another YouTuber by the name of Call Me Carson, who was exposed for grooming a few years ago. Amanda replied to that comment with, "He didn't say anything inappropriate." When people went over to Amanda's TikTok after her allegations gathered a lot of attention, they found out what was said and doubted Amanda's grooming claims because of it. However, if you remember the timeline of events, you'll recall Amanda said that the sexting took place in 2022, so of course she wouldn't have said anything of that nature was happening in 2021. Another misconception is how many people claim that the DMs were fake and edited. Like, I saw so many tweets and threads saying that they were. I'm not really sure why that misconception was so widespread anyway, considering Dream himself stated that he believed the DMs were actually real. And also, if they're talking about the Snapchat ones, even if he said they weren't real, he believed the Instagram ones, where he gave out his private Snapchat, were real. Yet, people dismissed those without a shadow of a doubt anyway. So, I might as well correct it. And then there was this whole debacle of someone claiming that Amanda stole their grooming experience and then just applied it to Dream for some reason. This was debunked a while ago, but there may still be some people who believe it, so to clarify, this user stated that Amanda's Snapchat screenshots were fake, though as we saw previously, they were more than just screenshots. Screen recordings were also provided to back them up. And we can also see Dream say he thinks the Instagram DMs are real as well, and those DMs show them exchanging private Snapchats, so yeah. The user claims they knew Amanda prior to the allegations, which is why Amanda was still in their story, yet they provide no evidence for this. Also, as shown here, they seem pretty worried when the allegations first released while waiting for Dream to respond to them, which doesn't really seem to line up with the claims of their story being stolen if they were freaking out a bit about if what Amanda had said could have had some truth to it. Not only that, but this user is apparently notorious for having a history of lying, so if you needed a sign to take what they're saying with a grain of salt, then that's that. Another misconception are people saying that Amanda had been behind some false grooming allegations that were made against other Minecraft YouTubers, but once again, no evidence has been shown for this at all. People have also said that Anastasia and Amanda have admitted they were lying, but once again, these people who say this show no proof for this. I would be surprised at how widely believed these claims with no substance to them are believed by Dream supporters if I haven't seen how much they'll grasp onto anything that as much as suggests Dream's not a bad person when they were faced with other controversies of his in the past. I'm guessing they're thinking this way because Amanda and Anastasia came out with their allegations shortly after Dream's face revealed. So people thought that they just did it for clout and so they were lying about it. Which, I really don't think that should be such a common response when people make claims that they're a victim of someone else. Because if the claims turn out to be true, then what? You really just sat here and proudly said that a victim who explained how they were taken advantage of by someone who they trusted was just saying it to get clout. Like, come on. Anyway, people have brought up that Amanda and Anastasia have mentioned their alleged situations publicly before this, as shown here and here. So, yeah, I really doubt they just made it up for Dream's face reveal. And then we've got the one that's like, Amanda can't be a victim of grooming. She doesn't act like one. What? So you're telling me because Amanda doesn't fit your preconceived notion of how a victim should be, this suddenly means that there's no way she can be? I what? Like I've seen people say it's because she's too defensive, but like yeah, she's got thousands of people harassing her and trying to discredit her claims instead of hearing her out. I feel like it makes sense to get defensive. Even if getting defensive may not be a desired or more acceptable reaction to some people, labeling it as something that automatically proves her allegations wrong immediately is just. What? Huh? Even if you've seen some victims of grooming act differently than how she has, like victims aren't a monolith. Not every victim is going to act the same, and some even have very different trauma responses to others. But it doesn't mean they're not victims all the same. Alright, we're almost done here. Our next misconception, the one I'm pretty sure Dream stands are waiting for me to bring up, or may have even brought it up themselves in the comments before now, we have Dream hasn't given any proof for his innocence because he's going to court with this and isn't allowed to do so outside of the trial. And to that, I ask, where? Where has it ever been shown that a defendant will be held criminally responsible for trying to clear their name out of court? That's a genuine question, too. Where has that been shown? Would the defendant's legal team suggest that they do so? I mean, certainly not, but the accused is still allowed to do so if they want to. So, like, he could if he wanted to, even if his legal team suggested that he doesn't. There shouldn't be anything holding him back from trying to offer proof that Amanda and Anastasia are lying. And the last misconception I could find was, these allegations are obviously fake. I know Dream, and I know he wouldn't do or say any of the things that they said he did. Which okay, let's talk about this for a bit.